Howdy, y'all. This is Proverbs chapter 16 in the New Messianic Version for September 16th, 2023. The preparations of the heart in man, and the answer of the tongue from the Lord Jehovah. All the ways of a man clean in his own eyes, but the Lord Jehovah weighs the spirits. Commit your works unto the Lord Jehovah, and your thoughts shall be established. The Lord Jehovah has made all for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Everyone proud in heart, an abomination to the Lord Jehovah. Hand in hand he shall not be unpunished. By mercy and iniquity is purged, and by the fear of the Lord Jehovah depart from evil. When a man's ways please the Lord, even he makes his enemies to be at peace with him. Better is a little with righteousness than great revenues without right. A man's heart devises his way, but the Lord Jehovah directs his steps. A divine sentence in the lips of the king, his mouth transgresses not in judgment. A just weight and balance, the Lord Jehovah, are the Lord Jehovah's. All the weights of the bag are his work. An abomination to kings to commit wickedness, for the throne is established by righteousness. Righteous lips are the delight of kings, and they love him that speaks right. The wrath of a king is his messengers of death, but a wise man will pacify it. In the light of the king's countenance, life, and his favor as a cloud of the latter rain. How much better to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding rather to be chosen than silver. The highway of the upright to depart from evil. He that keeps his way preserves his soul. Pride before destruction, and an arrogant spirit before a fall. Better of a humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud. He that handles a matter wisely shall find good, and whoso trusts in the Lord Jehovah, happy is he. The wise in heart shall be called prudent, and the sweetness of the lips increases learning. Understanding is a wellspring of life unto him that has it, but the instructions of fools is folly. The heart of the wise teaches his mouth and adds learning to his lips. Pleasant words are as a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and health to the bones. There is a way that seems right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. He that labors for himself, for his mouth craves all of it. An ungodly man digs up evil, and in his lips there is as a burning fire. A perverse man sows strife, and a whisperer separates chief friends. A violent man entices his neighbor and leads him into the way that is not good. He shuts his eyes to devise perverse things. Moving his lips, he brings evil to pass. The white-colored head is a crown of glory, if it be found in the way of righteousness. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that rules his spirit better than he that takes a city. The lot is cast into the lap, but the whole disposing thereof of the Lord Jehovah. So the lot covering is cast into the lap, but the whole disposing thereof is of the Lord Jehovah. Little awkward. He that's slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that rules his spirit is than he that takes a city. I'm trying to both drive that into myself and my kiddo. Gotta have self-control. It's better to master yourself. That's, chief among things we should be doing as men. So we can give our answers and we can go about our way, and it seems right to us, or we can always justify it, right? But the Lord weighs our spirits. This is one of those verses we always struggle with, or many people struggle with in the Bible. I'll include myself. That God's made everything for himself. Even the wicked for the day of evil. the way that I see that is without contradiction is that God made everything, and God gave us free will, and some people choose to be evil. So, transitory property, God also created the evil people, and they will be appointed to judgment. He didn't create them, my reading, he didn't create them to be evil or as evil people, but they serve a purpose as evil people, if that makes sense. Their choice serves a purpose in the greater narrative. Everyone that's a proud of heart is an abomination to the Lord. But when a man pleases the Lord, he makes even his enemies to be at peace with him. That's righteous. That's awesome. A man devises his way, but the Lord directs his steps. I think the best thing we can do is to submit to that. I got some gentlemen walking around me. I need to be aware of what's happening. Over and over, praise in this chapter for speaking righteously and having righteous lips. And respect, right? And fear. In the light of the king's countenance is life, and his favor is a cloud of the latter rain. But if you displease the king, right, the wrath of a king is as messengers of death. And something I hammer constantly on these is how much better to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding to be chosen rather than silver. Those are the things that are going to allow you to make a bigger impact in this life. Because you can leave your impacts behind and your imprint on other people. But you ain't taking your money with you, for sure, or your wealth. Pride goes before destruction, and arrogant spirit before a fall. One of the most famous verses in the Bible. And people don't truly dwell on it. Otherwise, maybe it wouldn't be such a trite statement, right? And taken more seriously. Sorry, it's been a long day of walking. Went to Oktoberfest in Cincinnati with the folks, which was awesome, but I've now aggravated my poor back, so we're going to see if I'm capable of working for a little while, or I might just go home. Everybody's beat. Church early in the morning. I want to be able to enjoy the time with the family and not be super tired. And taking the sinus meds, man, been dragging all day. Head's been in the clouds. Anyway, whoever handles a matter wisely shall find good, and whoso trusts in the Lord, happy is he. So I came across a group about basically reformed Christian men. It's a bunch of guys talking about working out and reading the Bible and being there for each other. So decided to join that and just see what other guys are doing and try to participate in that community. Understanding is a wellspring of life to him that has it, but the instruction of fools is folly. You're not going to exhaust your supply of understanding, because all of that stems from fearing the Lord. So if we're studying our Bible and trying to know the Lord, we will be, getting more wisdom and understanding. This is take 2. I got all the way here, recorded the daily verse, and then realized I had no space left on the camera because I didn't delete yesterday's episode. I've been trying to move stuff over to my laptop, and now I'm realizing I'm running out of space on that hard drive. So I'm going to have to bite the bullet and get a huge hard drive for all this backup. There's a way that seems right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Like I said, we can convince ourselves of whatever. We can justify whatever we want. It doesn't mean that we're correct. It doesn't mean that we won't end in death. He shuts his eyes to devise perverse, too many things. Twisted, habitually disposed to disobedience and opposition. Things. Moving his lips, he brings evil to pass. This is a violent man, and this is somebody that's accosting their neighbor and just generally doing bad. And the white head of hair is a crown of glory if you get it in the way of righteousness. So it's interesting. Making it to the end of life and having a gray hair, that isn't necessarily a crown of glory. It's if you get it in being righteous. And again, he that's slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that rules the spirit than he that takes a city. It's hard. It's not wrong to have emotions and reactions. It's the next step after that is what determines. So don't allow yourself to slip from anger into wrath, and watch what you say. I'm speaking to myself here. So, and not just your tongue, but master your spirit. That's what it says, right? He that rules his spirit, and he that takes a city. You're the boss, not your emotions, not your inside feelings. Be calm. The lots cast into the lap, but the whole disposing thereof is of the Lord Jehovah. So basically, we can roll a dice. The Lord determines where they fall. So all we can do is the best we can do. Be informed. Take care of each other. Say our prayers. And the Lord will take care of us. He'll show us where to go and what to do. Alright, I definitely ran out of camera time last night, so that was funny, right in the middle of telling everybody my normal sign-off. Happens. So, before we have a repeat of that, I'm going to sign off in this last minute. Go with God, be blessed, find yourself a church, go fellowship with other believers. Cheetah out.